sind im Livestream. Hello everybody and welcome to this year Frankfurt Auto Show. My name is Gordon Wagner. I'm Chief Design Officer for Daimler AG and I would like to show you a little bit around here from our exhibition booth. The first and most spectacular piece we are having is that baby here, our Mercedes-AMG Project One, a hypercar that transforms our F1 powertrain and F1 technology onto the street. 275 cars will be available. And the design, as you can see, is simply stunning. The front is low, very aggressive. We are using that A-frame signature here from AMG to make it really race car-like. You see these thin, very aggressive headlamps. So that gives the car a very significant signature. But the coolest is of course the proportion. The car is so low and wide that it allows us to come up with this super cool bubble theme here. So all the fenders, 1, 2, 3, 4, have that beautiful body bubble theme. The shoulder is lower and then the roofline is very fast down. The concept is pretty much that beautiful skin embodies all the aesthetics and DNA of 100 years of Mercedes racing cars, the silver arrows of the past, the Sauber Le Mans cars. So that car is a true Mercedes race car. And in contrast to this beautiful silver skin, we are using black carbon, as you can see here. Aero parts that define the airflow through the vehicle out of the hood that go all the way from the front to the rear. And most significantly, that cool feature from Formula One, that kind of shark fin coming from that air intake here into the rear for better curving of the car. In the rear also a lot of aero parts here, big diffuser, and this is really cool because it's a true Formula One exhaust, and it shows that in here there is in fact the powertrain from the Formula One V6 1.6 liter and eventually over 1,000 horsepower. So that's definitely the coolest car we have made ever in time before, and a true testimony to our F1 racing success here. If you come over to the other side, there's another silver car here, which is our concept EQA, another member of our cool EQ family, the new tech brand that stands for cool design, very digital design. So you see, what are we doing with EQ? The car is even more pure than pure. It is seamless. So we basically integrate all the parts together. Most significantly, the front end, this is our new EQ face here, with this headlamps and the grille combined in one, what we call black panel. So it's almost like a screen, like a smartphone display, where you have different kinds of illuminations behind, and that really cool electric headlamp here combined with our signature eyebrow. And then the black panel from the hood continues into the greenhouse, and you can see the car is super clean. There's only one little line on it here, that one, which we call the catwalk line. Otherwise, the entire car is clean, full surface, very sexy, very beautiful, very appealing, but very cool on the other side. You see from the proportion that is a compact car in A-class size. So of course we are teasing a little bit here also our next generation A-class, which you will see fairly soon. Here as a two-door version that creates that beautiful shoulder here, the typical Mercedes Coke bottle, creating that powerful, beautiful stance on the street. And if you guys come around and see the rear, also here we integrate the rear screen, the rear window, together with the rear lamps. We have that horizontal light band coming out of this cool spiral, again electric inspiration into that horizontal bar. That is a signature for our electric EQ brand. So that's the next member of the family by building that really cool and new brand. Actually, if you follow me, we have another member of that family right over there, which is the concept EQ. which ties very nicely into that family. And we showed that car already on Paris Auto Show. It is here again, and you can see the same clues, that seamless, super emotional design, the EQ face here with that display front, how we call it, display grille integrated, the seamless design, the beautiful sporty sculpture, super clean, super seamless, everything's integrated. Here's the loading thing, and then also here the powerful stance through the coke bottle shoulders and the horizontal rear lamp graphic. So if we continue a little bit around, we see here our beautiful EQ sign, and we pass by our new Mercedes S-Class S63 with the black shadow package, everything black, the car white, the 4-pipe signature. This is really cool. The car is super powerful, and we see the new front and rear lamps on our successful S-Class. And maybe this is another nice detail here with the update. So the S-Class in the future carries 3 eyebrow signature bars. So S-Class gets 3, the E-Class traditionally has the double face, so it has 2, and in C-Class segment this is 1. So it's pretty much like in the army and very easy to understand. So if we come up here the stairs, we are having some really cool display. We are having our design display here, and actually go a bit the other way. Upstairs we have some really cool lights hanging down here, and we will enter our design area here very soon. And the first thing you're seeing is actually really cool, which is this one here, which is the Mercedes-Benz Starship 1. So yeah, we created a spaceship as a part of our central purity philosophy, so we applied even our tradition and our philosophy onto a spaceship. And what we came up with is this beautiful seamless shape, super emotional, super beautiful, and then combined with some really sharp details, really cool tough exhaust, almost like an AMG on the rear, but to fly into space. So I think that's a very nice piece of design here. If we are looking over the stand, basically you have to capture the structure first of all, because we grouped our 4 sub-brands accordingly to cool on one side and hot on the other. And this hot and cool is the core of our philosophy, and we grouped our brands accordingly to that. Of course, Mercedes-Benz is in the middle between the hot and cool part. It is sensual and it is pure, so it creates a modern luxury. On the cold side over here, we are having the coolest brand, the EQ brand, the new tech brand for electric drive, for connected, for autonomous. So that brand, even though we have a lot of hot elements, is definitely our coolest brand. On the hot end over there, we see Mercedes AMG, of course, as our hottest brand with sports cars. This is, we see it in a minute, a concept car for GT4. We have seen the X1 downstairs. This is really a hot sports car brand. And last but not least, we're having Mercedes Maybach, also a bit on the hot end, of course, for ultimate and luxury. And we brought one show piece each. This we brought from Pebble Beach. We showed it two weeks ago there. We presented the car, the Mercedes Maybach Vision 6 Cabriolet. And you see that's a dream car, that's a movie car. The hood is as long as it gets. It shows very nicely the Maybach signature grille in the front with the fine stripe, almost like a pinstripe suit here, but basically picking up the traditional Maybach grille from the history and reinterpret it. But of course with the star on the hood, as this is Mercedes Maybach. The car basically, according to our philosophy, has no line at all, just one beautiful line you can see here that goes through the entire car with a chrome stripe, starting from the grille, going over the 6-meter length of the car, all the way into this beautiful rear. And the rear is almost the nicest part of this car because it's really a boat tail, and this car is a street yacht when you can see it. And also, of course, in the cabriolet, it beautifully displays the interior, and the car is fully drivable. And here you get an idea of how a street yacht could look from the inside. You see the floating seats. It's basically coming from the instrument panel, wrapping around into the seat over the center tunnel, going back in the door and back up. So it's kind of an infinity loop here. And in the center you see that power tunnel here where all the energy comes out. You see the three-dimensional display wrapping all the way around. And then we have, as you can see, the stars at night you're sitting in. But last but not least, this is also a car you want to drive yourself, obviously. So we have analog dials, very similar to a chrono watch, because this is something that hyper analog that maintains the luxury character of the car. So I think this is really one of the coolest coolest show cars for an ultimate luxury we have ever done. And we had a tremendous success in Pebble Beach with this car. So I think this is really a dream car. If we are coming over to the next piece, it's kind of coming from the cool to the hot. Here's our Mercedes AMG GT concept. And let's start with the rear view, because this is really what it's about. This is, we know of two-door GT car, and a very iconic car, and we took that DNA and applied it to a four-door. And first of all, that is of course that beautiful Coke bottle shoulder with a lot of real estate, powerful stance on the street, incredible proportion. And then of course the GT signature lamps here, very thin, very low. And in the bottom, a central exhaust with a diffuser here. If you come around, you see the proportion, because this car is really almost a four-door race car, and you see how low the car is, how low the DLO is. Beautiful shoulder, again, no line. If we like it, we take a line off. If we still like it, we take another line off. So this car is just pure sculpture, like a beautiful body, like beautiful people. And then eventually the front end with our Mercedes AMG Panamericana grille with the vertical bars. It is inspired by the 1952 SL Panamericana, who actually took it from the pre-war silver arrows. So this is our traditional racing grille ever since, and this is going to be the future AMG racing grille. And we combine it with this very aggressive headlamps, and of course the typical AMG A-frame signature in the lower part, which we have also seen in the beginning down on the X1. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I would say thank you so much. I hope you enjoy our show. I hope you enjoy this year's Frankfurt IAA, and stay tuned and hope to see you soon. Take care.